opted to get a Ford Focus. And people were like, she won the lottery, you know, she won $10 million. And that's the car she got you? That's the car that she got you? Really? That's not a friend. And here was my reasoning. I wanted to get a car that I could maintain, that I could afford.
Right.
When I needed to replace the tires, I could replace the tires and all of that. To me, her even offering to buy me a new car.
Exactly what I'm thinking.
Was something she didn't have to do, because I didn't win the lottery.
Right.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
And so to the people who were questioning me, it just kind of made me go back and really think about them, because friends don't take advantage of one another.
Right.
So if you, regardless to whether she had won the lottery or not, you just don't take advantage of one another. Because what I didn't want to do was get a vehicle that I still needed her to help me take care of. Does that make sense?
Right. Don't go out and get a Lexus truck, and then when it's time for oil change, you can't afford it, but you call and ask her, hey, can you get an oil change on this truck you bought?
Absolutely.
So I feel like the decision you made was definitely a good one. Something that could fit into your budget, you can maintain.
Right. And we got to know and recognize that our vibe attracts our tribe.
Good phrase. I like it.
If we are always going through certain cycles, I think that we got to look at ourselves. You know, there's a scripture in the Bible that says you first need to show yourself friendly. Because a lot of times we be like, you know, that person is this or that. You know, they rude, whatever. But the person you describing is really you.
Yes.
And we got to, you know, first show ourselves friendly. And to show yourself friendly doesn't necessarily mean that you are, you know, a friend. It means that you have some of the characteristics and the traits of friends. You know, I'm just at the point in my life where I don't have many friends. My circle is very small. And how I try to get the best out of that circle is I look at their area of expertise. Because to me, everyone has an area of expertise. It's something you know that I don't know.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to glean and learn from you. So if you hear me good. If your area of expertise is negativity, you're not a friend.
Yes, I agree.
If your area of expertise is being a taker and never a giver, that's not a friend. So we got to do some reevaluating of the friends in our circle.
And ourselves.
Absolutely. Because your vibe attracts your tribe. You know, and now a popular term is squad. Who in your squad? Now, everybody that's on a team is not always a team player.
Right.
So you need to be very careful with, and you got to be a protector of your space. You know?
Uh-huh.
So, now let's talk about this. I want to quickly, let's talk about ways that you can become a great friend. First, you got to be real. What's your take on being real?
See, I think real is basically kind of just being open. I mean, a lot of people have a different definition for this term, but I just feel like being open, I guess, kind of transparent, being able to, you know, say when you're wrong, and if that's your friend, then being able to point out, you know, when they're wrong and being able to talk about it. But mainly just being kind of open. Don't be afraid to express yourself. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. And just know, you're human too. You've gone through things. I would say be able to speak on those experiences, because there may be somebody else that has gone through that same similar thing, and you could be a help to them and getting through it, or whatever the case may be with that. But basically just being open and transparent, and just allowing yourself to not live based on how society says you should live.
Right. I totally, completely agree with that. And I think that you just got to be real. And that means that you're not a yes friend.
Right.
So everything that idea that you come up with or whatever, I should be able to disagree.
Right.
And we be okay with the disagreement. Because I don't want to be a yes friend. Remember, you want friends in your game that's going to bring out the best in you, because they see the best in you.
Right.
And again, as Aisha mentioned, Queen Aisha, I'm sorry, I forgot the title.
It's okay.
You have to, friends should be able to lift one another. Should be able to take you from one place to the other. So you should, for me, being real is having real conversations, dealing with real feelings and real emotions, saying, you hurt my feelings, and let me tell you how you hurt my feelings.
Right. And that, even if that means, you know what I'm saying, take a step back before y'all have the conversation. Collect your thoughts so that you come to that person with a clear head and a clear understanding of your feelings, so that it doesn't lead to, you know what I'm saying, an argument or whatever. Because sometimes it could go that way. But definitely, you know what I'm saying, not to the point where you feel like you can't express yourself. So for me, I always try to, okay, this really irritated me or whatever. Let me think about, my words and this sort of thing, just so that I don't come off as being rude or whatever the case. Because definitely you want to be able to communicate and express with your friend about what's bothering you, and it should be a civil conversation and then moving forward.
Right. And you should be able to talk to your friend about anything. Right. Whether it's something that they did, whether it's something that you did, but be real with your emotions.
Right.
And then what about honesty?
Yes, I have to agree.
Okay, so if you saw your friend's husband cheating on her, would you tell your friend?
I'm gonna tell. I'm sorry, but I just feel like, for one, if my friend seen my significant other doing that, I would want to know. So please come tell me.
Okay.
And then I would feel like, if it did, like, say I didn't tell and it did come out, and then it comes out that I knew. Well, it's like, you've been around me all this time. You knew what was going on. You knew what happened, and you didn't tell me. I would feel betrayed.
You feel betrayed. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's a real life experience. I saw my friend's husband cheating on her. I went and told my friend. My friend is no longer my friend.
I get it. So if you could change that situation, how would you change it, or would you do the same thing?
That's a really good question. And as soon as I said that, I began to think maybe I was her friend, but she wasn't my friend.
Yeah.
So I think that when it comes to situations like that, you got to really, really know who is it a one-way friendship or a two-way friendship?
Right.
Because I'm also a firm believer that true friends can get past any disagreement, any grievance, and move forward. And sometimes there is a separation of the friendship. But in most times, you guys should be able to have a disagreement and move forward. So here's the big picture about what happened. See, that was her husband, right?
Uh-huh.
And we all worked together, and he was cheating on the workplace property. It was after hours, and I had stayed to work late, walked out, saw him getting busy with someone else, and I thought about it for a couple of days before I even said anything. And he was my friend also. Because we all started out as co-workers that became friends. They ended up becoming an item. So they both were my friends prior to them getting together. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I went to him and I let him know what I saw. And I gave him the opportunity to tell. And I told him that I was going to tell. I told him that I thought that was very disrespectful on the workplace. Don't know who's coming, whatever. Well, in the end, they moved past that. They still together today. And that happened probably about 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm out the picture. Which takes me to another question. And then, because we could talk about this forever, but it takes me to another question. And then we'll bring this episode to a close. I lost my train of thought. Let me get my train of thought back. I was saying that, I got it. Why is it that we fall out with our friends, but we fall in with our significant others?
I knew this was going to be a question.
I mean, all I did was tell what I saw.
Right.
But he actually did the cheating.
Right.
They still together.
And that is a good question because, that's happened to me before. And at the end of my situation, though, I think I was just going through something. And at the end of it all, me and my friend were still friends and he was eliminated. But I don't know why I don't know if that's just a women thing or do men do that? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's a question that has been pondering in my head too, because I see that often. Like, we will have it out.
Yes, we'll stop speaking and everything. Yes. But the joker that did the damage, we forgive, love, and marry.
And he probably done did it 2 or 3 more times.
I guess that's one of those things that be just kind of have you scratching your head, been like, or however Arsenio Hall used to say, things that make you go,
Right.
Because I'm just like, we will stop speaking to our moms. We will stop speaking to our sisters, our brothers.
Yes, you're right.
But we won't stop speaking to that joker, a jokess.
Do you think maybe maybe it could be like a embarrassment type thing? Like maybe, dang, they were right. I don't know.
No, I don't think it's an embarrassment-like thing because at this point, it shouldn't be about right or wrong. It should be about love and forgiveness.
Right.
Honestly, we will, at the snap of a finger, stop talking to our mamas, our daddies, our brothers, our sisters.
Uh-huh.
Let's just say we have a falling out or whatever. But the person that our husband, fiance, boyfriend, significant other, or whatever, we go rounds and rounds and rounds with them.
Right.
I just never have understood how that could be. How, girl, I just could go so many places.
I think you should post that as a question on your page and see what type of feedback we get.
You know what? Maybe you're right. I need to do that because we need to have more conversations about that.
Yes.
So in closing,